Peoples, just a quick update on what I've been up to, because stuff is still hurting, which is kind of disconcerting when you think about it. But the list of things that I can do, even though it's short, I've been making full use of it. And as you can see on Saturday, I started off with just a session of pull-ups and push-ups, where I would do a set of 5 pull-ups every minute. And every third minute, starting on like minute 3, I would do a set of push-ups immediately following the pull-ups, and I was doing like 50 push-ups. And what I wanted to do with these workouts is simply try to induce a pretty good lactic acid burn. And so what I would do is those push-ups would be done what I would call like burn style, where you don't actually come all the way up and lock out. It's basically like the bottom half of the push-up. So like you go like all the way down and then only push like halfway up before going back down again. And the idea with that is to keep the stress on the chest and not on the triceps. And thus you want to induce, or I want to induce, a really good burn in the chest. And so Sunday was the first day that I did the P90X stuff. And what I did was I did the most intense minute of the plyometrics disc, which is the combination of the squat reach jumps and then the squat switch pickups. The idea there again was to just induce a monstrous lactic acid burn, and I'm happy to report I was quite successful. So what I would do is I would take every 5 minutes I would start a new set where I would do a set of push-ups, same as described for Saturday, immediately followed by the P90X jumping stuff, and then however much time was left before the next 5-minute block started was the amount of rest I would take. And of course, being the first time that I've done that in quite a while, because P90X used to be my main thing before I got my power cage. But anyway, being the first time, it was really difficult because it was a wicked burn. You could barely walk after doing it each time. So it was kind of fun. Monday was basically a repeat of Saturday, except I started the push-ups at set 1, and so every 3 minutes then became minute 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, and 19, so it ended up being 7 sets. And I was already noticing that I was getting less burn, and so obviously, I'm already adapting to the higher rep workload. And I was thinking about ways to play with this workout going forward. If I have to stay on this for a while, you can either do more work in the same amount of time, or you can reduce the rest time, things like that. Tuesday ended up being a repeat of Sunday, although like I mentioned, this just being the second workout of the push-ups and P90X combination, it was already notably getting easier to recover from the work. And so I was thinking, after this I can probably start cranking up the push-up part of it. And then I think next week I'm going to start pushing up the jumps part of it. Because what's written there is 6x30. And what that's actually signifying is I do, the squat reach jumps just with the video, right? And then when we get to the squat switch pickups, I kind of just crank through until I touch the floor, 30 times. And most of the time I'm actually done well before the video actually stops with that exercise. Normally he says you got 10 seconds left, and I actually am only 3 or 4 away from being done. I'm usually at between 25 and 28. So anyway, that's what that signifies. You'll notice here on Wednesday that I pushed the push-ups up to 55, no pun intended, because I was having no trouble recovering from the sets of 50 and not getting quite the chest burn that I wanted. And one thing I do when going through the sets is I'll vary my hand position. Sometimes they'll be kind of wide, then I'll have a standard shoulder width, and sometimes I'll put them in kind of narrow just to vary the angle that I'm working with. Just kind of keeps things interesting. And the final workout of the week was Thursday, and you'll see that I did the 55 rep sets of push-ups with the P90X, and stuck with the 30 squat switch pickup jumps. I think next week I'm going up to 32, because really the only sets I had some issues recovering from were really the last 2, I'd say, where I was man, hard to walk, can't straighten my legs. So anyway, that's this week, and I expect because it's my, particularly my ab thing is still hurting pretty good, especially like when I'm sleeping at night. Because I often like to sleep on my stomach, and like that kind of stretches things out, and it just, man, it doesn't feel good. So we're just gonna keep going with this until we get like a week where that doesn't hurt just in like my regular day, never mind during the workouts. So we might be back with this kind of format again next week, and I'll try and think of something fun to do with the intro. Catch you guys later. Bye.